gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough as
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here today as we're in the Jaguars franchise here in Mission Recondition, and we're getting ready for the biggest night in many of these young men's lives. That is going to be the NFL draft, and we're going to see who is going to be a part of this new squad, new crop of talent. Going to be splashed all over the NFL, and of course especially here in Jacksonville, as we're looking to build on to our team to see if we can go for year number 2 and get another chance to go after another Super Bowl championship. And of course, as you take a look at some of the numbers here, we got some there's some pretty good talent in here for the most part here in this draft. As we go ahead and get into this one right quick, first pick here is going to, of course, going to be the quarterback from the University of Alabama, and it's going to be no other. And of course, don't pay attention because for whatever reason there's a glitch in the game. But it's going to be Jalen Milroe from Alabama, 22 years of age, and he is going to go to going to Las Vegas, as he is going to be a Raider here to start off his career. Number 2 coming up here, as we'll see the pick being brought in here. But before that, we go in here and we're kind of looking to see if we can possibly draft a little closer to where I want to here in this draft coming up. And of course, the spot we want to go to is with Minnesota. They are currently 12th in the roster, or in the draft here, and of course we're trying to go after a linebacker, a left tackle that we have our eye on, and it is Holliston Pierce, and he is a player that we really want to go after because he seems like a really good fit for us. But Minnesota's asking for quite a bit here, and of course take a look at some draft picks as well as they're looking for their 32nd round, which I don't mind giving up. But they're looking at us for our 17th round, our first round, 17th pick next season. And then, of course, the 2027 pick, first round, 17th pick. And then also this year's 64th pick in the second round. are also the 3rd round pick and a 4th round pick of this year as well. And of course, another trade package here is with Travis Etienne. So we decided that we're not going to go for it here. Maybe, depending on how things go. Of course, you know, it was kind of, like, after I thought about it, it's like, let's just get a couple picks in, see what happens. Because a lot of teams that are going to be in that first, I would say the first 10 are really looking for, special or, defensive type players or some skill position players. You see Jordan Birch from Oregon, 23 years of age, left tackle or left end there is going to go to Atlanta. And then at number 3 is going to be Isaiah Bond from the University of Texas, as the 21-year-old wide receiver is going to be picked as number 3 in the draft. And we'll see where he is going to be landing off there. And he will be going to Cleveland as a Brown. Number 4th in the draft is, of course, the overall 4th round pick is going to be Chicago. And they're going to be looking for a pick here as well. And I'm thinking they'll probably go more defensive, as they've been having trouble and needing help on that side of the ball. And they're going to go after Deon Walker, right end, 20 years of age from Kentucky, as he, I believe, is at the end of the draft here. I'll go ahead and you'll see it, but here I'll tell you now, he's a 77 overall pick there, and a good draft pick there for them, as they'll have a decent right end there. Coming up next to number 5, it is Seattle, and we'll see who Seattle picks. And Seattle will pick Shamar Turner, defensive tackle from the University of Texas A&M, as he will be the pick there for them. He is 78 overall so far in this draft, and right now the highest pick or highest overall player right now in these first 5 players is so far Jordan Birch, who's 87 overall there for Atlanta. So coming in at number 6 is going to be the Patriots. They have the 6th overall pick, and they're going to go with James Pierce Jr. from the University of Tennessee. Currently ranked number 74 overall, and he is a great right end. He had a really great season there in college football, and he will be, of course, be picked there at number 6. So far, nobody's going after a offensive lineman here, which is great. And we could probably kind of try to sneak in if we can. Possibly try to maybe get that, maybe I would say the Brown, that 10th spot there. We'll try to maybe trade with the Lions if we can. Or, really, I think we'll try to get here in this next pick here. But coming at number 8, it is going to be Mason Graham, defensive tackle from the University of Michigan. Who is 74 overall for them, and he is to be the number 1 pick, or I should say, Jalen Daniels there at number 7 for the Giants. Then it will be Mason Graham, who is the 77 overall player, defensive tackle there for. I believe this is the Cardinals pick. Yes, Arizona. So number 7 was Jalen Daniels from the University of Kansas. There for the Giants. The Giants are going to have a really good quarterback there to help. They can definitely do some develop him and have him become a great talent, as he's had a great couple seasons there at University of Kansas. Coming at number 9 is going to be Will Johnson. We decided not to go for that number 9 pick. And Will Johnson from the University of Michigan as well, 22 years of age, cornerback, as Johnson will be their number 1 pick here in this draft. And of course, there we see here, we're looking at some of the players we're looking at. Wyatt Millen as a player that I feel like we have a good chance of going after. He looks like the person that we realistically probably could go after, but we're going to try to see if we can try to get somewhere here in this next pick or so, somewhere maybe around 11. But coming in number 10 is going to be wide receiver / corner Travis Hunter from the University of Colorado, 78 overall, as he is going to be a Lion. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Same division as us, and of course we'll have to see him, or no, excuse me, not the same division. I'm thinking of the Bears franchise there. My bad. But nonetheless, he's going to be a good pick there for them, and he's going to definitely cause some havoc there in the AFC North. As you see here, Minnesota, we're going to try to see if we can switch Minnesota now, as they have a pick coming up, or their picks coming up here very soon, and we decide to go ahead and nope, trade's not going to be. They have no interest in that trade. I would now, obviously, ETN. Right now we're kind of thinking of maybe holding him back for another year. But it was at some point here when I was doing this, I'm like, we should go ahead with the trade, get rid of ETN, bring in some, we can have some guys, bring in, sign someone on a deal, a free agent of some sort. But they went ahead and got him there, as Kobe Bryant of the there for the Bucks are going to be picked there. And then of course they pick Hollis there. Pierce, of course, we couldn't get him. He's going to be at number 12. By far he is the most talented defensive tackle, or left tackle there for us. 80 overall there from the University of Rutgers, 24 years of age. So then we see here as we move along, picks keep coming in. You see Indy, they pick up a great pick there, tight end there at number 14 with Colston Loveland from University of Michigan, 76 overall when he finally see his numbers. Going at number 16, it's of course going to be the Buffalo Bills, and they're looking for some defensive talent. They got it. They got Mikael Williams, left outside linebacker there, helping them out. And of course, as we keep going on here, you see McMillan there, that wide receiver that we were looking at earlier. He, of course, gets picked up there by the Tennessee team. So Tennessee making a good good pick there. And then Wyatt Millen, the other left tackle there, of course, wasn't thinking about the Texans possibly trading with them a draft pick there to get that spot. So we keep moving on here. So there's still some pretty decent talent going into ending round 1 and going in round 2, but obviously you want to get the best talent as you can, and so we keep moving on here. You see Davis from from the University of Arizona, the corner there. He gets picked up there. They're at 18 with the Chargers. They're at 19. Burke, another corner there, Denzel Burke, who is from the Ohio State, gets picked up as well in the draft. Of course, now we're looking at the 20th pick in the draft, and of course this is going to be by the Saints, as they'll get the wide receiver. I'm going to butcher this name. He is also from the University of Tennessee, Amelga Abuga. Wide receiver there, 22 years of age. He will get picked there as a wide receiver there for the Saints. And then, of course, another pick here coming up as the Steelers get a nice right end who is going to help them out most definitely there. He is from Ole Miss. He'll be a 76 overall right end, as looks like he's going to be a very talented person there, and definitely show what he can do as a defensive end. And then, of course, there's some more trades there. You see Banks gets picked up as well, Calvin Banks. He will end up at the end of this draft. He will be seen as, let's see here, 74 overall left tackle from the University of Texas. And then now we're starting to worry here. It's like, okay, seeing a lot of offensive linemen getting pulled out here. Hopefully no one else gets, offensive lineman that we're looking at. Miles Hilton is still out there, so he's our next one, at least because he was on our list of players that we were looking at, that we had on our big board. And then Mark Starks, the free safety, talented guy there, got some really good speed. He will end up eventually go to the Commanders. And then Bauman Jr., he will go to the Baltimore Ravens as a strong safety. Bartlett Carter will be a outside linebacker there, right outside linebacker for the 49ers there at 27. And then we keep going on here. The corner there for the Jets, Jason Marshall Jr. From University of Florida, 77 overall, talented, very talented kid there. Kansas City will pick up Benjamin Morrison, a corner there for them. That'll definitely help them out to make that defensive secondary stronger now. And of course, you see Kendra, he will be picked up there, a right guard from the University of Cincinnati. So the Bearcat going to be there in Philly. Trey Harris, the wide receiver from Ole Miss, 23 years of age. He'll be 73 overall once he is drafted. And so now it's our time to make a nice easy pick here. There's a couple of decent guys here that I feel like we have a good, got a good chance here. Campbell has some pretty decent numbers there. But Miles Hidden, I think, looking at overall his performance, what we've seen from the combine and a lot of other game footage and stuff like that, it seemed like he was a good choice there for us. He'll seem like a good choice for us here. Of course, this, the draft's not scientific at all. He's kind of just, okay, look at the numbers, see what they can do, see what their performance is like. And of course, there you see his top fits there: Broncos, 49ers, and Browns. And I feel like, with a guy like him, we just need a guy that can really do really well, have a balance of the pass blocking and run blocking. And he seems like he has that. He has solid acceleration, elite agility, change of directions, elite, good overall. So we decided to go ahead and go with him. And so in our first pick here, 32nd pick in the first round, the last pick of the first round, we're going to go with Miles Hilton, 23 years of age, from the University of Michigan. Another great Michigan player here. I believe that's the third or fourth Michigan player on this list. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Fourth. He's the fourth Michigan player in the first round. So Michigan definitely showing up here in this one here. They obviously had a great season. And now, excellent pick there. True value was ranked 4th. In his true value, we ranked him in 32nd. So we got a great player here. That's going to be a huge change for our offensive line there. And of course, there you see hidden depth. That's what we like to see there. So that was a really good pick. Obviously, there were some other picks as well. I said he was 81. I think with all the other line, Banks was 74. Let's see here. Millen was 75. So we definitely got a pretty good deal. I mean, hell, even the guy that was the one to really go after, trying to jump for, in the draft here, with Holland Pierce that went to Minnesota. He was just an 80 overall. So we take a look here. There's our draft picks that we have. Of course, we have 2 draft picks. We have 2 third rounds and 2 fourth rounds, and each one third round and the other fourth round there are from Minnesota that we had trade from a previous trade from the previous season. So we're trying to do our best to utilize those here. So we jump the draft here, get to our second round pick here, and of course in the second round, we're trying to really look at our big board here, see who's available, and see who the right person is for this pick. This is an important pick here, because we got an early third round pick coming up, and of course, obviously, we want to make the right pick. These first 2 picks are always important for a team. So we got a chance to go maybe on the defensive side of the ball if we wanted to. And I think we're going to go more so on the offensive side of things. So we're going to try to bring in another offensive player here, bring an offensive lineman to help us out. And I think this time around we're going to try to go for a guard here. So there you see a couple good choices here. We got Logan Parr. We got Michael Ford Jr. from Kansas, who has pretty decent numbers there. Who else? Porter, not so great. But we're looking for the guys that can, again, a good balance between the pass and the run. That's something that we can develop here pretty quickly and stuff. And also, we're looking for guys that will fit our play scheme here. We're looking at, of course, maybe find another tackle that could possibly not necessarily play the right or left side, but we can have him come on the right side as well for the first season or so to play for us. And then you see their second and third round guys. There's really only two that are worth it. The third round to fourth round guy could possibly be a good pick there, maybe a decent steal for us with Jack Nelson. And we'll look at Jack's numbers here, and there you see his awareness is great and everything else. And of course, then you see his ratings. Looks like he had a really good college pro day for the most part. And there you see the rest of his core attributes as well. He's projected a third or fourth round guy. But then you start thinking about, hey, maybe we should go for a wide receiver. You got Alamar, More, Alec there, wide receiver. He has pretty good numbers there because we do want to bring in a wide receiver here because at some point here, Christian Kirk will be a guy that we'll have to let go with performance. Of course, last year he had a great performance starting off there, but towards the end he started kind of being a person that was kind of falling back here and kind of being not present in quite a few of our games. And of course, we want to build around Thomas Jr., who's our future in that wide receiver core there. So we decided to go ahead and go for it. There you see Coach TJ Bonds. And it looks like he is going to go ahead and go with a wide receiver pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and pick a good pick, B-. His true talent was 114th. We drafted him at 64, so not bad at all. Reasonable pass catcher, strong hands with to make catches through contact, and of course, just overall a decent guy here. Okay, so normal dev, that's fine. We try to go with it. I kind of feel like we should, in retrospect, I kind of think we should have went more of the offensive line again, and could have waited another year for a wide receiver, or could have bring in a free agent of some sort there. But this is not bad at all. We can work with him. He's workable. He can, we can get him some reps in those games that we get blown out in, or if we are blowing out a team, giving him a chance to get on the field there. Play a good quarter there and see what he can do. So we go to our first pick here in the third round. It's at at pick number 76. And of course, I believe this is the Minnesota pick that we got there. And there you see the corner that we're looking at here. We're kind of bringing some youth here in the corner position here. And you see Chevon Revel Jr. And then you see his attributes there. And it looks like a pretty talented kid there. Looks like he's pretty reasonable. We can develop him. And then of course you see Kirkwood as well. Catch is good. Man coverage not so great. That is something definitely we'll have to work with him on as well. And then of course you see his combine numbers. Great acceleration, great agility. Change of direction, not bad at all. And of course, so you see tackle, zone coverage not that great, which is no problem, but play recognition and man coverage need to be worked on. Then you see Colmont there from Prairie View A&M, one of the smaller D1 schools out there, or I think D2. Projected second or third round corner. And there you see here, and of course, you take a look at his speed. Speed's not the greatest. He has good strength, good change of direction. Decent everything else, but yeah, looking at that, it's like especially with the man covers there, play recognition, not a good one there for us. So we're gonna go here, we'll go with Revel Jr. as our pick, as we'll bring in another corner here. Like I said, got some corners here that we can do some some of those corners we could possibly check out, see if we can convert them to wide receivers, but at the same time, we got good corners here. We're going to bring in another one here to help us out in that secondary, because we do not, with guys like Richardson and I'm trying to think who else. In our division here, they got pretty good arms. So we, especially with Richardson, we've seen what he did in that last game there we played against the Colts. He did a good number on us throwing the deep. So we need some corners here that will be challenged here and do something. Hidden dev there for him. Eastern Carolina, or he came from 23 years of age, 6'3", 185 pounds, and of course his archetype is the man-to-man. So that's going to be very helpful for us. And I think, like I said, we got to try to get him. I think he'll be on the field pretty early here, since we need that help in that secondary position there. So he is going to be a huge upgrade for us in that secondary position when it comes to the start of the new season. All right, so as you take a look here, we'll get ready for, I believe, another pick here. And we'll see that we're looking at defensive ends now. So we're starting to look at the defensive line. And you got Sawyer, who's got some pretty good attributes for him. Davis is another one. Jackson looks pretty good there. Alton looks really good. And Hardy as well. So we got some pretty good, options here for this pick here coming up. And like I said, it's not scientific. You kind of got to kind of go and just say, hey, let's see what we can do here and see what player works best for us in this situation. Because, you never know. You might find a diamond in the rough there, but at the same time, you might find something that you're thinking like, this is not going to work. We might have to let him go and or put him on the practice team and see what he can do, on the practice squad there. But you see Wooler, his numbers there. He's not too bad there. He's still on the board there. He's projected a second to third round. No one's really taken him. So if he is still around with our next pick that we have, that could be a good, huge asset for us, for him. And like I said, I feel like looking at his numbers, when I was looking at breaking it down there, he looked like he's a pretty decent player that we could go after. So we got another third round pick coming up here. We'll go ahead and advance to that pick, and we'll see who we can go after. And so far, if I'm looking on the board here, it doesn't look like, okay, Warrior's gone. Doesn't look like anybody else that we were possibly thinking about going after in this round for the most part here. So we'll go ahead and we'll go to the last pick of the third round. And like I said, we got some pretty good options here. It's not a complete, terrible thing to look at here as we go to as we get deeper into the draft. We just, again, it's kind of a, you pick your poison, you try to see what you can do, and of course, whatever guy whatever guy you happen to draft that you think you feel comfortable with, you just got to kind of work with them and see what they're, what they're best at. And then you got Landon Jackson, who's got some really good, the A, C, B, AA, C, AA, ACBD, ACCF, which is the stamina. So I mean, I can handle a guy not be on the field as much. That's something that over time we can work with. Chris Hardy, he got some really good numbers there. He's a third day guy. We're kind of in that, getting around there, somewhat. But I almost feel like we could be jumping too soon to get him. But then again, might be a guy that we could, could be the difference maker for us. But as we take a look here, got Elijah Roberts, who's look at his attributes there, pretty decent, pretty reasonable there. Like his his tackling, his awareness could be a little higher, but I think in the end of it here, I think Jack Sawyer is a guy that I think we just can't really ignore there. He's, shown to be a great player there. Excuse me, for us to draft in this position. So we go ahead and go with it as Dwyer will, of course, get picked there So not a bad pick there for us. I think it's good. He's going to be a very talented player that, like I said, that we'll definitely see here. And okay, so C, not bad. C, average pick there. So kind of middle of the road. Strong core base, active hands, easy to block shed, and of course a pocket push there. And oh look, hidden dev there. So he is definitely a player that has a good future. If we can just work with him, get those 500 plays in and see what he can do here, he'll probably be definitely a monster, a pass rusher there. So definitely could be a very just terrorizing that offensive line there for us in the future. So we definitely got to put him out there, get him those reps early, and see what he can do. And now we're looking into, I think we're going in the fourth quarter. So before we go in the fourth quarter here, we're taking a look at some of the quarterbacks that are still out there. And of course, I think I said this in a previous video here. This is a big year, a huge year for our quarterback coming up here with T-Law, because with him, he had a really great year. I'm not going to deny that. I was kind of surprised how the season got started off and the way that we were running there. But at the same time, this is our second year with him as a head coach, and he could slide back to those old behaviors that he had before after winning a Super Bowl. And that's one of the things that they call the Super Bowl hangover. Could be a huge problem for us. So I'm kind of thinking about cashing in for the future now, and possibly looking for a quarterback here to help us out. Of course, we do have. We did bring in the quarterback from last year for the Vikings, Sam Darnell, to help us out in that. But I started thinking, I was like, this might be a good time to maybe possibly bring us a quarterback here that we could work with. And one of the quarterbacks I was looking at is the quarterback from Ohio State, Will Howard. And there you see his numbers: good awareness, of course, deep accuracy is B, mid-range B, A, and of course short range B, throw on the run B, under pressure is B as well. So those, him, and then there was a quarterback as well from, I think, Appalachia State. If you guys watched my High and Scotty series, which is not connected to this series at all, but this is a draft class that I'm using from Aki, Octagonal Franchise, I think, on YouTube. I love his series, and he does a great job with draft classes. So we're using his draft class here, and I'll leave a link down below for that video where you guys can check out how to get this draft class here. But the quarterback from Appalachia State I was really impressed with him. He did a pretty good job, a decent job against us in that High and Scotty series. And I've been looking at his numbers there, and he's going to be a quarterback that I think we could definitely have some, we could develop over time. And I think he could jump in there real quick if something happened to T-Law. T-Law had an off season or whatever, for whatever case may be. And that's the one of the main worries I have for our offense there, is that we're not going to be able to move the ball because T-Law is going to be throwing the ball whenever or wherever, and not kind of be off skew some. So we're definitely going to be looking at a quarterback here, and it could be this round, this next pick here. That I do have looking at some players, as well as obviously we could still kind of focus on the defense there, work on the secondary, make it stronger as well. But the whole time I was when I was looking at this and of course you're seeing a short version of this, because I was looking at these quarterbacks for at least a good hour, just trying to decide, like, okay, with the quarterbacks they have on the list right now, obviously the high profile ones are gone. A lot of obviously there's always teams that need a quarterback, but Will Howard seemed like he just kept his numbers just kept screaming at me, and I'm thinking, like, okay, we may have to take him there in this fourth round, because if not, he's not going to be around any longer. And of course, he obviously had a great season there at the Ohio State, as they say, and so we went ahead and go with him. And we're going to go ahead and pick him in our pick this season. So Coach Bonds, again, getting a good call here. he likes his pick that he's picking up here, and we'll see B potential or B minus there for us. He's ranked 102 in true talent, but we drafted him at 108, so not bad at all. We were pretty accurate there on this one, as you see great touch for intramural throws, and look at that, look at it. Hidden dev there for us. Great job, great pick there from Coach Bonds. And I think if worse comes to worse, if what we're thinking we might end up seeing from T-Law, we could bring in Howard. It may not be the idea season. I feel like in a lot of ways it'll be a situation where, if we go, I would say within the first 8 weeks of the season, or at least first 7 weeks of the season, if we're like, 3-4, something like that, we're not playing really well, offense kind of needs a kind of a boost or a jolt, that might be the time where we decide, okay, we're gonna go with Will, we're gonna stick with Will, we're gonna go with him for the rest of the season, and then week 8 we'll just go ahead and just trade T-Law to whatever we can get out of it, out of the trade, whatever trade value we can get for him, and put it towards a team that needs a quarterback, needs a quarterback like him that can help him out, or whatever the case may be. Just try to do our best there to try to have a successful time there. I forgot about set of notes over here. So we got Miami coming up. We're looking at a possible trade with Miami here in this one, as Miami. We kind of want to. There's a couple players that we're looking at possibly moving up, kind of help us out here, for the most part here. But let me look and see here. But yeah, there's some players here that could fall in this position here that we have, and with Miami, and so we're looking at trade deals here, and looks like I think we got the trade approved. So yeah, we went ahead and traded a 4th round pick with Miami, and we're going to try to see who we can get here. And looking at the outside linebacker position here, Xavier Carlton is a player that I kind of had my eye on there. We have him 70% scouted, and obviously not too many big things. I mean, he's kind of I would say probably maybe if we drafted him, he would probably be a C minus, or probably a C minus to a B minus type of player. You got Reed as well, another player there. Block shedding B, pursuits B, tackling is A, B, and of course his zone coverage is A. So he is definitely a guy there. Third day projection type of player here. And then you see his ratings here. Strength is good, speed's good, jumping's good, change direction is elite. Overall, a pretty decent player that we probably would have to put, I wouldn't say a lot of development in training and stuff like that, but I think it'd be a player that he'd be a good project player for us. Maybe not starting this season, but maybe season next third year, year 3, we can get him on the field. Maybe towards the end of the season, depending on how the season would end, obviously second half of the season, get him in more often, get him a couple of different defensive packages, and then kind of play him for the rest of the season there. Power, Eccles, there's another guy there, a middle linebacker that we're looking at as well for this pick. And of course, again with him, looks like pretty much the same here. We have him 60% scouted. I like his play recognition. His pursuit's not the best, but he has good tackling and good zone coverage there. But again, he's looks like a pretty decent player there. Not by far, obviously not the best outside linebacker out there, but it's somebody that we could definitely do some development with. And like I said, depending on how the season goes, we could put him in a couple of different defensive packages there to help us out, and then just try to get him on the field as we quickly can to get him to develop as much as we can. So we go ahead and with this pick here, we'll see who we're going to go pick up. And it looks like Coach Bond again likes the pick that he's going to get. And we'll see who it is here. I think it is going to be Reed. Yeah. So yeah, B. So that's what I was thinking. Is like he's going to be a B, B minus, maybe even a C plus, something like that, somewhere in there. Good football IQ, willing to dependable tackler, good IQ, and when dropping it into the zone. So this is what he's doing. And hey, look at this hidden dev. Nice job. As we find a great hidden dev player, University of Utah, 22 years of age, 6 foot, 226 pounds. I think that was a great pick right there, and I think that was a good trade there from Miami. So yeah, we get him, and I think that's going to be because Miami gave up their 109th pick for that. So that's not bad at all. So nice job there from Coach. Coach Bonds, he's kind of just, kind of putting, I guess you could say, mortgage on the farm here. He wants to see with these new players coming in here, and of course some of the ones that we have already here, because we made some changes as we make another run here for another pick. It's our 2025 fourth round pick for their 24 picks, or I guess we're picking up this next one here. So we're gonna get so we got back-to-back picks there with Miami with that fourth round pick there from Minnesota, which was that Reed pick. So now we jump from we switched places with the Giants here in towards the end of the fourth round, and now we're at their 126th pick. And there you see some players here. We get down here a little deeper into the fourth round. So we now got the Minnesota pick, and now we used the Minnesota pick that we had from them. We traded our normal pick with Philly to jump up, switch spots with Philly. So we jumped up 2 spots where Philly was, and then before that we traded a pick with Miami. So we had three fourth round picks. And apparently Coach Bonds feel like can get something out of this round. And so far he's been doing a pretty good job. As looking at now the defensive tackles here, you got Nazir Stackhouse, you got Cook, who by far looks like he's got a really good talent there. Looks like finesse and shedding blocks and all that kind of stuff there. Looks really good with him. Farley, it looks like another good player as well. So he's just like he's trying to do his best here. And of course, it's gonna, with some of these picks here, we are gonna be risking it for the biscuit here, but we're trying our best to, try to keep this momentum going that we've had right now from last season. So we're gonna see Cook. There you see his numbers there. I think this is a pretty good one here. A awareness, block shedding, like I said, was great. Finesse was great. Impact blocking is great. So they're going to go with him. And we'll see that here in the fourth round at the 126th pick, it is going to be Marley Cook, who, of course, we swap with the Eagles as we now get our third pick here in the fourth round. And he's a nice job there. Good pick there, B. He is ranked 86 in true value. We got him at 126, so not bad at all. So he should have been gone already off the board, but we get him here, and that is going to be a great look there. Rarely overpowered by strength, shows excellent technique to block shed, and look at that hidden dev. Great pick there for us, as the young man from Miami is going to be playing here. So he doesn't have far to move. So he just has to go upstate now here in Florida, up to Jacksonville. So nice job there from Coach Bonds getting that pick. And like I said, Coach Bonds really wants to have a youth movement on this team. Bring in these young players here and see what they can do. And if some of them don't work out, then maybe we could, put them as a trade, put them out there, a trade bait or something. Along with some of the veterans as well. So we'll take a look here, and we get down to the 5th round, and so now we go ahead and jump quite a bit here. And of course, there's some names here on the board that I've looked at beforehand. I'm like, sucks, but at this point here, in the draft, when you're in the 5th round, you kind of, you're looking for, just trying to plug some holes in your, on your board here, or your depth chart here, just trying to find some depth to help you out. Especially if we again happen to be having a really bad season, we can put those players in here and see how they're going to develop, how they're going to react on the field. So we're looking at here. You see, we got some wide receivers here. Tej Johnson, surprisingly enough, is still out there. Of course, he is the adopted brother of Bo Nix from there. Of course, from Wisconsin, or excuse me, from Ohio or Oregon. He's a Duck. And then you got Jalen Higgins, who personally I've seen a lot of games this past year in real life with Iowa State. This young man, he's gonna be something. There you see catch, not the best catch in traffic, but you look at his speed, solid speed, great strength, acceleration is not as solid. Take a look at his deep routes A, medium routes A, short routes B. So he is definitely the guy that can go deep in the down the field there and get balls there to throw to. Lawrence Arnold from Kansas. The reason why I was looking at him, because he's a Kansas guy, and I thought start picking some guys that I've seen from other people from draft classes that people have made and what they've done with it as well. And so looking at some of the Big 12 guys that I kind of know of, and we'll see how they're doing there. But you see, not too bad there. I think Jalen Higgins, we got him 60% scouted there. I don't think he'll make a huge impact to start off the season here. We'll see what he can do. I obviously want to put him on the field there as quickly as we possibly can if we do happen to recruit him. But I think for the most part here, I think wide receiver wise, you got Arnold. Who else you got? I think Watkins is another one there from Ole Miss. He had some pretty decent numbers there as well. So he was projected a 2nd or 3rd round. I don't know why he has not been picked up yet there. I think he would be one of the ones they would grab there in that. And probably I would say he was probably I think at one point there, I think he was even a late 1st round player there. But Jalen Higgins, we again go back to him, and we again go back to look at his numbers and decide, this might be a good pick here for us. We need some wide receivers to help us out, and try to get something going. But let's go ahead and take a look here, and we'll see who we're going to draft. And with the 5th round pick here, it's going to be. Yep, it's going to be Jalen Higgins from the University of Iowa State. He is going to be there. And Higgins ranked 87th in true value. We got drafted him at 160. Hands of made of glue, strong, reliable hands. Makes contested catches. And there you see, wow, we're getting really good picks here. Another hidden dev guy here, so we got to get him on the field ASAP as quickly as we possibly can for that to happen, because he is going to be, oh my goodness, this is going to be this is good. I like this. This is really solid for us in the wide receiver core as well. So again, I want to build, with Kirk, going, of course, he's getting close towards his end of his career. We could possibly, if things, depending on how the season goes, if he's not doing so great, we could possibly take Kirk and trade him, and then we could bring in Jalen to take over that role there. Because I feel like, Thomas is going to be the guy. He's going to be our number 1 wide receiver this, probably going in this season, or at least in the second half of this season. So we go to the 6th round here, and of course we get the last pick in the 6th round. This round, I was kind of thinking, like, we don't really need to really, there's nothing really key. I would say if we do draft here, which we are, I would say we would have to draft some kind of defensive player here, because there's still some pretty decent defensive players here that I'm really surprised that we're taking off the board. So we advance now here. We'll see who is left, and there's a couple of decent names here that when I seen the board, I'm like, okay. So, you know, they took a couple of the players I was looking at when they come to secondary positions there in the defense, linebackers and safeties and a couple of corners. So we look at the middle linebackers here, and then you see Hippolytic there, the second. He's a day 3 guy, and you know, he has some pretty good numbers there. He's scouted 60%, so we know pretty good, a good majority of what he can do for the most part here. But you know, again, we're still looking around here, and we're not gonna get nothing commit to anything right now. Nothing there in the right outside linebacker there. Then of course you got still got the second and third round guy there, Kirkwood from UCLA. He's a archetype. His is a man-to-man, which I'm so surprised that he's still out on the board there. We thought by now he would probably be taken off, but must be some character issues with him of some sort. Free safeties, nobody really there. We won. Looks like strong safeties as well. Looking at some of those guys here, and nothing really screaming out from me for the most part here. Then we started looking at, you know, okay, quarterback wise, we got, you know, obviously Sam Darnell going to be here with us. He's our backup, and then of course now we got Will Howard, who we just drafted there in the 4th round. He'll definitely probably be quarterback number 2, because Sam Darnell, it probably will be, you know, worst case scenario. You know, if something happens to T-Law, we'll probably put Darnell in there just to give, you know, not try to jump the gun too soon with Will. But at the same time, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, Will could be a guy that we could just, you know, like, just let him go ahead and just let him feast and see what he can do here. Of course, Sam Darnell could be that mentor for Howard coming in as well. But again, take a look, looking at the halfbacks here. There's some pretty decent halfbacks as well. Hughes, Brooks, Jackson look pretty decent in there. I think Waters was another one that we were looking at. And then of course, again, looking at wide receivers here. Some pretty decent wide receivers out there. Lords is still out there, even though he's a day 3 guy. We think someone would he's definitely a great wide receiver 3 for a lot of the teams out there. But Tez Johnson's still out there as well, and I started thinking like, we keep talking about, in my head I kept thinking, I'm like, okay, wide receiver wise, we need some wide receivers here because again, Kirk was one of those players that I was kind of getting concerned about for this upcoming season. I'm trying to think, look at my list here now of other wide receivers here that I was kind of concerned about receiving wise. Gabe Davis is up there as well. He had a great year there, and I'm hoping he'll continue having another great year. Mims, of course, we traded, but there you see. As we went ahead and pick up Tez Johnson. So Tez Johnson now part of the organization here, as he is ranked 50 in true talent. We got him at 192. So he got great speed, reliable pass catch, and of course refined technique and on short routes. And there you see a nice dev trait there, a hidden dev there. We'll have to see what he's all about. Obviously, we got to try to get him as many snaps as we possibly can here. But again, another great wide receiver another great young wide receiver out here helping us out. Because, like I said, Brian Thomas could be our guy next. This probably be our top wide receiver. Right behind him will probably be Gabe Davis. And then, Christian Kirk is still our number 1 guy. But again, depending on how well he plays, and I feel like he's going to regress quite a bit. He'll be 28 near the start of the season. So we'll have to see how well he does during the preseason there and whatnot. But Tez Johnson, I think he's going to be a good person we can insert in there. he may not get a lot of snaps the first I would say the first 3 weeks. We won't see him on the field, but I think for the most part we might try to insert him in a couple different packages here just to see what he can do on the field as well there. And of course, if he does really great and he catches great, a lot of balls and makes some big plays and can gain a lot of yak on the field, he'll definitely take one of those positions there. Obviously he won't take Brian Thomas' position, but Gabe or Christian Kirk's positions up for grabs for those, especially for if you also had Huggins involved there. So really it's up to really Kirk and Davis, depending on how well they want to play. It depends on their job, and that's pretty much the mentality that Coach Bonds has. He got that from his dad. Best guy out there is going to get the job, and if you want to keep your job, you got to go out there and play hard and show why you have that position. You got to earn it. Joey Alligar, this is the quarterback I was talking about with with App State. We decided to pick him as our Mr. Irrelevant there, and we'll see his numbers here in just a bit as we wrap up our first draft here in Mission Recondition with the Jaguars. As we'll take a look here and see how things are. I know you see deep accuracy A, mid range is B, short B, so not bad at all. Throw on the runs B, under pressure is F, so kind of concerned about that. But injury, he's not injury prone. He's got good awareness there. So as we wrap up here, we'll see that Hilton was by far our biggest overall, 81 overall there, first round pick. I think that was a really good pick there to start building that offensive line there. I think that was a really good pick for us. Solid, agile, and I think he'll be one of the cornerstones of our offense coming up this season. And then obviously next season we'll see who we can bring in here when it comes to free agency, but also more important, I think we'll focus on the draft again for next season, depending on how well the draft the players are in the next season's draft. Wide receiver, our second pick of the draft here with the wide receiver there. Okay, it may not have been the best. I might have kind of jumped the gun on this wide receiver here, but I think with a little help in training and whatnot, I think he'll be a decent guy who can make possibly wide receiver number 4. But like I said, he'll definitely be on the practice squad there to help us out. And like I said, I was really impressed with his speed. And of course, the other intangibles will have to kick in at some point here. The corner there we have coming up in the next pick there. I think this is the third round, the first third round pick we had, and not too bad there for him, as he had a pretty good numbers there. It's good, great man to man. Take a look at his speed. Speed's not the greatest, but of course his man coverage was what we liked. Acceleration was great there too, so he definitely can get to he knows what he's doing on the field there. And then of course there you see some other numbers there, and of course he's also hidden dev as well. So if we can get him trained and we want our focus players there, that'll be really helpful. Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, a player that is one of our what do you call it? Hidden dev players there, defensive end there, or great number, pretty decent numbers there for him. I think it was a pretty good pick, and I think he's going to be another player that's going to be a good project player for us as we go into the season here. We'll definitely have to see how well he'll play on the field here. But there you see Howard, their quarterback there, we got in the 4th round. And like I said, I feel like we'd maybe jumped a season ahead too soon to get a quarterback here, but I started thinking, like, you know what? If things really are as bad as I think Lawrence will be, it's like, we got to get rid of him. We may, if Lawrence gets really bad here, if we get in a really bad jam of, being 2 and 2-5, 1-6, something like that in the first 7 weeks of the season. It's like, yeah, we got to cut the cord quick here. We got to do something with him. we got to have a quarterback that can help us get out of that hole there. And then of course Reed here as well. Of course we got, like I said, we have just Sam Darnell that help us out as well. But Sam Darnell is kind of, he's kind of hot and cold as well from time to time. Last year we had a pretty good season. This year, we just don't know. So that's what we kind of brought him in just because I feel more. I don't know. I guess I feel more comfortable with him behind the under center than I do with Lawrence just coming off that Super Bowl win. But we'll see. I'm hoping that Lawrence will change my mind going into this coming out of this draft, whatnot, and going to the second season. Cook, I think Cook's gonna be a great defensive tackle there. He's gonna definitely plug up that line. And that's what we're looking for, stopping those runs, especially against guys like the Colts. With Richardson and of course Taylor. They like to run the ball up the middle there. Of course, Titans like to run the ball as well. So he's definitely going to be a guy that I'm hoping that we will see him be on that defensive line and just really break through and really go after the run and just put a stop to it and really hurt those rushers there that come up the middle. Jalen Higgins from Iowa State, hidden dev there, and like I said, we got to figure out what kind of play packages we're going to put him. He may not be on every snap, but we'll definitely try to figure out some play packages for him in certain situations there, and I'll have to go through the playbook and see where we can put him at. But yeah, he is definitely going to be we're going to have to utilize him quickly. Like, we're going to have to really put him in some play packages there to help us out. Make him big, because obviously he can get down the field here. He can get the deep pass. Great deep route there from him. And I'm really hoping that we'll be able to see more of that, because I want to try to stretch the field out a little bit more when it goes to the deep passing here. And of course, we got Tez Johnson can do the same thing. Playmaker. He's as well. Great talent there. Oregon, of course, he did some great things there in Oregon, and now we're hoping that he can do the same thing here in Florida, here in Jacksonville as well. So great speed there, great acceleration. Deep route's not the best, but it's short and mid-range are pretty decent there, so not too bad there. And like I said, we'll definitely try to get him to be one of our other focus players as well. To kind of build him up and get him ready. Especially like if the first couple weeks are horrible. We gotta have him ready to go and be able to make some big plays there. So, and of course, Mr. Irrelevant there is Joey Aguilar, another quarterback here. And like I said, this was just the idea. It's like, hey, I know a lot of teams don't have 4 quarterbacks here, but this is a guy that we could possibly use as trade bait. He's 68 overall. You might have a team out there that might need a quarterback because a quarterback's hurt or whatever the case may be. So if we can put him out as trade bait out there, see who's willing to go make a trade with us and whatnot. But I think at the same time too, he's going to be a quarterback there that we could definitely train, see what he can do, especially if Will gets an early start of playing on the field. He'll definitely could be a great quarterback there for quarterback number 3. Because like I said, I'm going to try to get rid of Lawrence if he just decides to go Harry Carey on me and just in the season, within the first 7 weeks of the season. But there you see Texans. There you see some of their top players here. Their top player is 75 overall. That's that Wyatt Milton, which looks like he had, like I say, his numbers are not bad at all. He's one of the players that were on our list that we want to go after pretty early there. I think by far, we got the better deal. I think I'm glad that we waited and didn't jump the gun to go after him. He is a hidden dev as well, but I think overall wise, we did a great job there of kind of waiting. Because like I said, I was really wanting to jump the gun. I was wanting to try to get an early, pick. Because that Hollis Pierce, looked like he was a really, like, by far, he looked like the best player in the, at least in the left tackles positions there this year. But I think we got the best player out there to help us out there in that position. Defensive tackle there, junior Tafua, 75 overall. He is also a hidden dev as well for them. So he, again, these Texans, this Texans line is gonna be really tough. Last year we were lucky. We were able to beat them both home and away. This year might be a little different here with a player like him. And of course they made a pretty good splash of their own, signing a couple players as well. So like I said, I think this first season we had was pretty much like, hey, we can do whatever we want. Now I think season 2 is going to be a really serious. We're going to really kind of focus and make sure we I think the games will be a lot more tighter, more closer. And I think Texans might be one of those teams that might be a huge surprise after this draft here and going to the season. Rakim Sanders, the South Carolina halfback, he's with them. If you guys watch my High and Scotty series, we had a tough time dealing with him. So now here in Madden, I'm going to have to deal with him even more so. Great acceleration, decent speed there for him. He can break tackles. And he's just one of those guys. He's just a freight train. He can just run over guys. If you're on the tracks, he'll definitely run you over and laugh about it all the way he gets into the end zone. Because he did that to the High and Scotty, our defense there in High and Scotty series, and I can see him doing that to us here in this Jaguars series. The tight end there, another good pick there for them. He's another hidden dev, 73 overall. So they're going to try to get more guys here to help them out with that shorter yardage, play, and those 50-50 balls as well. Because like I said, I was really surprised at the way Texans played, especially that first game. We did pretty well against them, and then of course they kind of wised up in the second one. But I think them and I know we split a series with the Colts, but us and then Texans and the who else was it that we Titans, we dominated both of those teams there. So I don't see that happening this year. I think there's going to be a lot of craziness going on in this division with the talent that all 4 teams are bringing in. Joe Maine, normal dev there, Archetypes of Power there as a left guard, and there you see his numbers as well. We'll see more here in just a bit, but pretty decent player there. Of course, obviously, probably not going to make a start, but he, with the right, any of these players that you get here, if you develop them the right way and kind of focus on some of the things that you need them to be good at in that position, you could take a guy that's 66 and turn him to a star player, or at least a halfway decent starter going into the following season there. So, it takes some time, develop players and kind of see what they can do. And of course, you obviously got to put them on the field there to do that. So you got to take some chances from time to time. There you see the Titans here. The first round pick is 82 overall, wide receiver here, McMillan from Arizona. So the rookie hidden dev there for them. He's a physical type of wide receiver here. 6'6", 209 pounds. Pretty good talent there. Got good speed. Acceleration is pretty decent. It looks like his deep route and mid-range route is good. So he definitely go up the field there and make some plays. Short route, pretty average there. And then of course there you see some of his other abilities as well. So they look like they got a pretty good first round wide receiver. Quentin Riley, their corner, 74 overall from Louisville. He's a slot corner there. We'll see more of his attributes here. He's a normal dev. Again, still 74 overall. He's still managed. He can make him get him close to a superstar, and possibly depending on how often he's on the field there, I would say probably by the end of the season, getting around that 75 to maybe to 76. Speed's good, acceleration's even excellent. Man coverage not bad at all. Of course, play recognition needs a little help. Agility's not bad at all either, and stand up. So he's a guy that can be on the field there. He's got good toughness as well as injury. So I can see him being on the field there and really putting some work into it, and possibly maybe a starter next season. But I can see him getting a couple good reps here this year. Tosh Baker, their right tackle, and of course they're working on their offensive line as well. Because we ran the ball very well against them last year, which I was really surprised about ETN. And that's another question mark on our board there as well. Is like, how is ETN gonna develop? How is he gonna be this year? Is he gonna have another great? Last year was a pretty decent season. I was really surprised, even though he did get he was a little injured from time to time. But when he was on the field, he did put in some work. So we'll see if that will, we'll see if he'll get better there and get stronger and maybe be on the field more often. Jonah Monahum, there you see from a USC, the 70 overall player, 6'6", 304 pounds, center there. He's an agile archetype, and we'll see what his numbers look like. And he's got a pretty good core attributes there. Pretty decent for a 70 overall type player there. So not bad at all for what we're seeing here. But yeah, again, both, like I said, we had a good time destroying their offense last year. Run the ball very well with ETN, and of course, I think we had I think one of those games we had a really good time with running the jet sweep as well against them. So that was really nice to do as well. All right, so now we got Daniel King will be next here, and he is a rookie from Troy, looks like 6'6", 6'8", I think, something like that. And he's 68 overall, and right guard there for them. Normal dev, pretty good, great strength there. 68 run block, 70 pass block. Finesse wise, I don't really see it. Awareness is 79, and impact blocking is 95 there. So wow, good job there for him. But he'll definitely be sitting on the practice squad there, getting some, being a scout team there, looking to see how he can get on the field as well. Logan Goddard from Arkansas State, 22 years of age. He's a possession tight end, so we'll see if he'll get any chance to get on the field there. He is a normal dev, 67, so he'll definitely be fighting for a spot and trying to see what he can do there in the preseason there. But I'm sure the Titans will do a good job here developing him and get him on the field there as well. But I believe there was this he was a third round pick for them. Ranked 108 in tight ends, puts him at the top 37% there. And of course, he's got some pretty good tangibles there for himself on the field there for them. And of course, the Colts, we got to worry about them. And the Colts, of course, got Colton Loveland. Of course, they got Devin Neal from Kansas, the running back there. So that backfield is going to be even worse for us. Trying to deal with him and Taylor. But there you see the tight end there from Michigan, 21 years of age, 76 overall. He's a hidden dev, so he'll definitely be seeing time on the field here, and we'll see how that will play out there for him. He's ranked 30th in the league right now, and we'll see if he is going to be one of those difference makers there for the Colts. Last year, the Colts, they got us towards the end. Of course, we did fight to the point where we got to overtime there, but we came up short there. So now we'll have to try to see if we can try to really, this will probably be our toughest challenge here in this division, especially with a backfield like this. Devin Neal from the University of Kansas, second round pick for them. 22 years of age. Elizabeth back there, so he's definitely going to be a mover and shaker in that backfield, especially with 80 overall, especially with Taylor. I can see them possibly making a 2 back set there for them, and really just I mean, if I was them, I would just run the ball like crazy. Especially when you got Richardson, who has a really good arm on him, and of course he can make big plays with his legs as well. This Colts team is going to be a team that's going to be very annoying to have to try to stop and defend. Studman there from Oklahoma is going to be their middle linebacker, 80 overall. So a nice pick there for them. Hidden Dev as well. So the Colts really just trying to after what they seen what we did last year, and of course got in the playoffs and of course ran the table there to win the Super Bowl. They're really making a stride here to try to be that top team in this division. So, like I said, I think for the most part here, ideally, I'm hoping that we're going to be the 2 teams that are going to be running the AFC South. But with some of the changes that we've seen from the Titans and the Texans, this is going to be this is going to be a really tough play here for both of these for all 4 of these teams here. It's going to be a real battle here in this division. Anthony Johnson from Western Kentucky, a rookie. He's also hitting Dev, 76 overall, zone corner there, and of course he is. We'll see his numbers here in just a bit as they're working on their secondary as well, because they've seen what we did to them especially that first meeting that we played against them. We did a pretty good job in the passing game and really just kind of dominated them, even though the game was pretty close for the most part. But I think overall, they were just really kind of was fed up the way where we were just doing whatever we want with the ball and really gashed them in some areas of their game there. So acceleration is good, agility is good there, and I'm assuming the speed as well. Outside linebacker, right outside linebacker, Jonas Pius from Wisconsin, rookie. He's a normal dev, 72 overall. His play archetype is a speed rusher, so they're really trying to put a stop to our running that we had with ETN, of course, last year with I can't think of his name now off the top of my head here. Johnston as well, who did a great job there for us. Ernest Johnson. This year they're going to have to worry about not him, but they're going to have to worry about Bigsby and ETN in that backfield there. Like I said, of course, I think we have. I think we picked up another player as well. I think off of the free agency to help us out there in that backfield this season. Robinson as well. That's the other player I was thinking of. Okay, so we got 3 guys there. They got all 3 of them have pretty good speed, and so this is going to be definitely be a challenge there for us to see how we do against that young man. Raylan Lane the third is their free safety. Normal dev, 70 overall. He is from Navy. 22 years of age, 5'11", 197 pounds. He was there in the draft as well as they picked him up. We'll see what his numbers are here. And looks like speed, not bad at all. Need a little help with the speed there, 85. Acceleration, 88, so not too bad when it comes to speed and whatnot. Pursuit, 76. Tackle, 73, so he's got to work on the tackling there. Play recognition, knows where he's at in the field, but he may not know exactly what play they're running. Precise, he's pretty average. But as we take a look here, some other position areas, he can be on the field. He definitely be on the field there quite often with the stand at 86. Jalil Muhammad from USC, 24 years of age. He's an older player, so I'm sure that they're not looking. He probably won't be on the field too often. He has experience, but with some of his numbers here, you see the tackling not the best. Acceleration, speed, decent. Excuse me. Play rec needs to be worked on there a little bit. Pursuit as well. So he's definitely going to be a player that they're going to have to kind of work with there. But 69 overall, giggity. He's going to be a pretty decent player there for them on the practice squad there. May not see the field this first season, but if developed just right, he could be a decent player there for them. So now we're going to look at some of the players or some of the teams that made the playoffs. One of them being the Dallas Cowboys. You got Trey Harris there, first round pick there for them, 73 overall for them. You see hidden dev there, so nice pick there for the Dallas Cowboys, their wide receiver wise, and of course, I was really impressed with the way how we played against Cowboys there, in that game, and now they're trying to reload here. I got a corner here with Jawar Muhammad from Oregon, 23 years of age. He's also a hidden dev as well, so not bad on their first two picks. To get them started there in the draft. One on the offense and one on the defense side. We'll see, of course, after a couple of snaps, 500 snaps there. So after maybe a first, we'll see how they'll do here in the first, 7 or 8 games of the season and see what their dev trait is. Look like pretty good acceleration, decent speed. And then, damn, third round. They get another player here, Connor Colby. He's a hidden dev as well, right guard, 79 overall. He's a power archetype there. Good strength, run block, not bad. Pass block, not too bad. Decent run blocking power, run blocking finesse as well. Lead block, 83. Impact blocking, 85. And his awareness, 89. So not bad at all for him. He'll definitely be a shining big star there on that offensive line there for the Cowboys. And then you got Jonas Sanker for Virginia, 22 years of age, and looks like he's a run stopper, I believe it said there. 88 speed, acceleration, 89, so not bad at all. And of course, you see tackle, pursuit, not too bad. Can work on that. Won't take too long to get that up. Play recognition needs to go up some, just a little bit there. But then you see the block shedding. He can shed some decent blocks there for himself. Rick Sharwin, 73 overall. He's also a hidden dev there. So again, Cowboys just find some diamonds in the rough here as we get deep into the later rounds here. 36 ranked in right tackle. So again, that they're really trying to secure that line there for Dak Prescott and company there, and really showing what they can do. So now we go to the Eagles. This is of course one of the other teams that were in the NFC game. And of course, we played them there late in the season here. Take a look at some of their picks here. So it looks like they had 2 third rounds, 2 fourth rounds, 2 fifth rounds, and 2 sixth rounds when it comes to there. So we'll take a look at their first round, and looks like it's going to be Luke Cota. He's a right guard, normal dev there, 77 overall, so not bad. Player working in progress. We'll see how he does there. I'm sure he'll, by the end of the season, if he plays, they do have a good season. He could possibly, be a star dev. Get a chance to get a dev trait upgrade there. Josh Kelley, wide receiver, 77 overall. He's a deep threat. We'll see that why that is the case here. As he has a hidden dev for Texas Tech. He got really great acceleration. Pretty decent speed there. Of course, take a look at his deep and middle and short route. He looks like he's a really good mid route player. He can throw, but he also occasionally can get that deep ball there as well. So that's nice to see. As Kelley here and some of these secondary positions there, great change of direction there as well. And of course, he can look like he can be a kick return there as well. Josiah Stewart, another hidden dev there for the Eagles, 76 overall. And there you see some of his numbers as well. Power, finesse, not bad at all. Block shedding is good. Rich strength. Play recognition is not bad. Pretty decent there. And then, of course, there you see pursuit and hit power there. It's really good there for them. Of course, next one, I get Baron, another hidden dev for them as they have been successful in the draft here. 77 overall. So he's a rookie for Texas. Strong safety. Good speed there for a strong safety, as well as acceleration. Man-to-man. Not the, of course, obviously not going to be the best. But he just got to work on that. You got to get that zone. He's at 74 right there. I would say around 76, 77. He'll be a really good player there. I'm sure he'll be on the field quite often, and he wouldn't have a problem to get that dev trait revealed. Logan Parr, we've seen him. He was a guy that I had on my list, as you know, we were kind of thinking about drafting him at one point there, but 72 overall. So okay, we kind of did a good job there, dodging that bullet there. For SMU, agile archetype, 314, 6. He's 314, 6'7", or excuse me, 6'4". We'll see what the 23-year-old's numbers look like here in his ratings. Strength, pretty good, not bad at all. Impact blocking is really great, but as for the blocking, run block, pass block, pretty standard, pretty average for the most part. And lead block, not too bad there. And then, of course, we'll take a look at his other attributes there. Not bad at all. Pretty average there. So that was I'm kind of glad we didn't go after him. And then, of course, Luke Lackey, tight end there for them. 74 overall. And there you see his core attributes as well. 82 overall, or 82 speed. Acceleration, 85. Catching traffic, 79. So that's nice. And then look at his secondary attributes there in the upper 60s, lower 70s there. A couple of those are in the 80s, lower 80s there. So not bad for a tight end for them. So we'll see. I don't know if we play the Eagles here this season, but that's going to be very interesting to see. Justin Osborne, right tackle from SMU as well. 24 years of age. 6'6", 299 pounds. He's a power archetype. 70 overall. And we'll see what his attributes are here. As he is a normal dev. So not, something again we can work with. Another player that you can try to develop over time. Strength is really good, but the run, pass, and stuff like that need to be worked on. Different run blocks, finesse, power, all that kind of stuff needs to kind of be worked on. Lead blocking is good. Awareness needs to go up a little bit there. He needs to have that up around the mid 70s. Deion Burks, Oklahoma, wide receiver, rookie. And there you see he is a slot receiver. Hidden dev, 76 overall. So I would think that he would probably be definitely on the team here early on, getting those reps to reveal what that hidden dev is. But 105 and ranked in the league right now. So he's about the top 21% of wide receivers here. And then you see some of his traits as well as this good speed, not bad speed there to start off. And then of course you see great change of direction, and he looks like he can return as well. Bob Wright, the center, he is hidden dev as well. Wow, they really just been racking up hidden dev guys here. Oh my god! Hopefully they're not, they're not like freaking like superstars or anything. Hopefully there's a couple stars in there. But I'm sure there's probably at least an X factor in one of those guys there. But 72 overall, rookie from Michigan. He's got a pass protector there, archetype. So we'll see his numbers here. Obviously his numbers are should be pretty good in the passing, protection, and all that kind of stuff. But we see pass blocking 78, pass blocking finesse 78, impact blocking 81. So not bad at all. Need a little help there in his run blocking, and of course run blocking finesse and finesse blocking, or run blocking there. So yeah, he'll need some work there. They'll have to work with him to get him to be a little more balanced out when protecting both the run and the pass. Mary Knight as well here from a Knight himself, as he's from the University of Central Florida. 70 overall there for him as well. And looks like he's going to be another talent here that they're out to kind of develop over the course of time here and get him ready here to go. We'll take a look at his attributes here. 89 strength, 64 blocking, 74 pass blocking. Lead blocking is really good, 87, as well as his impact blocking, just near 80. So he's kind of almost there. But yeah, pretty good talent there. The Eagles got some really good, like, hidden devs. They obviously had multiples in the 3rd round, 4th round, and 5th round, even in the 6th round there. No 7th round player there, but yeah, they did a pretty good job of signing some good players there, and got some pretty, really from a lot of different ranges in the 70s, from the upper as high as 77. The first 2 players at least 77 overall, all the way down to to the 70 there. So they did pretty good. They had a pretty good draft this season, and then really showed what they can do. Of course, obviously, they're got to compete with the Cowboys there. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting how the NFC is gonna be like. Looks like Cowboys and Eagles are the 2 top teams that the NFC is gonna have to worry about. So as we take a look here, as we wrap up today's episode here, I know it's a long one. In the future, I'm going to try to keep them short when it comes to drafting, but honestly, the drafts I can talk about, I can get in really deep on a lot of this, a lot of the draft talk here. But I don't want to bore you too much. I know I'll probably bore you enough here with this episode here today. But yeah, if you guys want to know any more about the players that we've drafted, let me know down below in the and down in the comment section. I will let you guys know. I'll look up whatever you want me to look up for players that we've drafted, or if there's a your certain team you're going to look up and see who they drafted in this last draft. I can look up that and let you guys know who those players are and whatnot. But for the most part here, I think for us, the Jaguars, I think we did a great job in drafting. I think our 3rd round was a really strong round. I think our 3rd round and our 4th round are really strong rounds. I think we really got some good players there that will help us out here on the long run, and definitely will play very, very well. And of course, we don't have the biggest budget right now, but I think Coach Bonds kind of want to just kind of throw up wherever he can, wherever it sticks, we'll go with. And then obviously, like I said, we got some changes. We got some I guess some things that we can, in case of emergency, break glass, use this. So we got some backups. We got some ideas that in case, the season goes the way that I think that it will go with T-Law and ETN and a couple other players as well. I think most side on the offensive side of things. I think our defense is pretty solid. But offensively, we got some weapons that we can use. And I kind of want to use them as early as we possibly can. So like I said, we're going to put them in different offensive packages and see how that's going to shake up and whatnot. But of course, before we even do that, we got to check out these players here in the preseason. And of course, you guys will see all 3 preseason games, uninterrupted raw footage of the games being played. Of course, CPU versus CPU gameplay. So those videos will be up here in the next couple of days. And of course, then we'll start season number 2. And it looks like we'll be taking on the Bengals in week 1 coming up. And that video will be out here. Should be out here very soon. So as soon as these preseason games get done with, we'll go ahead and get to season number 2 game week 1 against the Bengals here in the Jacksonville Jaguars series. So we'll see if we can, our mission, try to get back on top of the world again after we won a Super Bowl last season. Can the Jaguars do it again with new faces and, of course, new play schemes? Still, similar play schemes that we had last season with some slight changes. But we'll see how things go coming up for us in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, it should be coming out here in the next couple of days. I'll try to make an announcement when it's going to be out. But other than that, that's it for this episode here of the Jacksonville Jaguars Mission Recondition series. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. And of course, follow us down below on our social media for the latest and greatest news on what's going on with this series or any other series, or at least with what's going on the channel. And of course, don't forget to follow us over on our main channel on ESGNet, where you guys can follow us with the Chicago Bears franchise over there. It's a more of a traditional series that I play. I play the games myself. I don't do any simming. I just go out and straight up play and let you guys know what's going on with the Bears. So definitely go check out that series. There'll be a link down below for that as well. And of course, I'll leave a link towards the end of this video. But again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, keep each other healthy, and I'll see you all next time.